Craftin' buddies. It's Lori, late night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Craftin'. We're going to pretend it's Thursday, March 6th at 11:59 p.m. I know I'm a few minutes late. I was busy crafting. So I actually have stuff ready for tonight. Who knew, right? So let's get my devices set up here. We'll make sure that, oh, I've got sound. That's a good thing. And I'm oblong again, and I don't have it powered up. I don't know what the dilly is, why sometimes it's long and sometimes it's not. And I have a pesky fly in the studio tonight. So, welcome. I will give folks just a little bit to come on here with me. I think we're good to go. So let's do a couple of quick announcements. I don't have very many. So all of my Stampin' Up! Things, new products, there's new kits. There's 3 kit elements this month. And, excuse me, I don't think I printed, oh, I did print it off. But anyway, they are all available at my store, latenightLori.stampinup.net. Give me a look. And these are the kits. So these are home decor pieces. So this month you get a choice of Every Little Thing kit. That's this one. And you have 3 home decor like posters, basically. This one is the Radiant Reminders kit. So that's got some of those Monstera leaves. I think that's what they're called. And I think you put your own picture here, not necessarily what's shown here. But then you have these, basically these clipboard frames that have stands on them, and they're just adorable. I saw a little demonstration of them. So that's got like a big Luna moth sort of thing on there. So I have mine on order. And I ordered my product of the month. So this is coming. And I will be gone this weekend. So I am going to be at the Scrap, Stamp, and Art Tour in Rockford with my team leader. So anybody who's local to that area, come check us out. She's, excuse me, she's been doing this for a few years now. I think this is the 3rd year I've helped her run her booth. So I won't have a normal live Friday night. I will not have a normal live Saturday night. I should have a normal live and back to my schedule on Sunday night. So, I appreciate your patience and your grace while I'm gone working at this vendor event over the weekend. So we are going to play with this new Delicate Whispers bundle. Now, the dies are currently not available. I know it's brand new. It just got released. So I don't know if there was a supply issue where they didn't get enough. I don't know if this was just super popular because, hello, Yuta. Thank you very much. It's a fun time, but they're long days, you know. So Friday night we do a round robin. It's not like a make and take, but it kind of is like a make and take where we have all the stuff prepped already. We get tables of like 10 people at a time, and then they go from table to table. So there's 10 different groups. I think there's going to be like 80 people that'll filter around to all of our tables. They pay to play, basically. So we've prepped all of the projects and that. So that'll be all of tomorrow night. Then Saturday, all during the day, we've got the event. And then we'll take a break. We'll go out to eat Saturday night. And then Sunday we get to do it all again, and then we pack it all up and come home. So it's about an hour and a half of a drive for me. So we just stay overnight. It's not a short enough drive to go back and forth. But anyway, so demonstrators do have the option to pre-order, which is how I got my hands on this bundle. And the paper, if you remember, I think I must have gotten this as the suite because we've got this gray granite ribbon. These natural matte dots come with it. This, is it copper? Crumb cake and bronze foiled paper that is gorgeous. So it's specialty paper, and this is the true like metallic paper. So they're one-sided, but they're really pretty. So I am actually not going to use any of this tonight because one of the papers, I think this paper is not available, if I saw correctly, because you cannot get the suite right now because there's something missing from the suite. So I showed this, I don't know, last week when I got my pre-order, but look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? I love this paper. So if you really like this, go check it out. Put it in your shopping cart. I wonder if the dies would cut that out. Mark it. There's a fly flying around in here. I warned you. He just zoomed. I think he tried to dive bomb me. But this stuff is beautiful. This one I think is my favorite. So anyway, if something you want is not in stock, you have the option to mark it to be notified when it does get back in stock, and then you'll get an email right away, and then you can go and order it right away before it's out of stock again. So keep that in mind. I have done that before, and whenever I've done it, actually, the supply has come in before the expected date, and I've gone in and just ordered it real quick. So we are going to use this flower here. This flower, I think I need to pull that off. And then I have some things cut out already. So the die that, oh, and I use this sentiment too. Hope you feel your best soon. I used this die and these two dies and the flower dies. So I have that stuff ready to go because I still have to prep one more project for the event. I need to do like a scrapbook spread. So we'll see if I can get that done tonight. Wish me luck. So how was your day, Yuda? And you're in Canada, right? Because you were one of my Where in the World is Late Night Lori winners, if I'm not mistaken, correct? You are the last one. Oh, it was good and quiet. See, when I worked in the healthcare field, we never used the word quiet. So I went in to do the shipping for yours, and there's all kinds of extra things I have to do, like for tariff stuff. So I have to go to the post office with yours and see what is required to send a gift. And I will keep you posted. I had no idea it would be so challenging to try to get it done online. So be patient with me. I haven't forgotten about you, but I'm working on it. Okay, you're the last one I have to get out. All of the others have gone out, so I apologize for the delay. And you got your lasagna soup recipe correct. Have you tried it yet? It's delicious. All right, so let's get busy. We are going to, I've got Basic Thick as my basic white, thick basic white for my base. is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're just gonna take care of that. I should probably wipe this down because I've been getting glue bits on some of my projects and it's a little annoying. Sorry for the delay. And that should be better. I just hate it when I get those little goobers on my cards. All right, that should work. Hello, Juju. It seemed like you had a long time left to go, so that's why I cut out, which is why I was just a couple minutes late getting here. I was kind of liking the view. A little cowboy stuff going on there. That was easy on the eyes. All right, and then I have another piece. Excuse me. I have another piece, right? That was funny. That's 4 1/4 by 5.5. This was done into a card base. So I'm just going to trim off this very edge here so that I don't have that score line messing up my layer. All right. And then I have another piece. This is going to go through my embossing folder anyway, so hopefully it won't be too bad. We're going to double emboss. That's going to be your be right back sign. Oh, I love it. We also need a little piece, maybe about half this size. Once I put the, you should go watch the replay. It was really easy on the eyes. I'm going to use this for a sentiment that's kind of up and down. So I'll trim this down once I get it stamped. All right. And then I cut already some of these foliage pieces, a couple of the I don't know if those are supposed to be reeds or ferns, maybe ferns, because those will go in here. And I have some flowers, some more flowers. I'm not sure which ones we're going to use. And then some of these that we're going to use our alcohol blends on. And I was just kind of a cut and fool because I really liked how this looked. I did a prototype, believe it or not. Because I had to play with it and make sure that it was going to work with the embossing folder, how I'm doing it. So we're going to leave these off to the side. So I'm using Bubble Bath. This is Petunia Pop. This is going to be a retiring color. And then I've also got Lemon Lime Twist here. That's for you, Juju. Granny Apple Green, some Crumb Cake, and then some Basic White, and then Pretty in Pink. I brought a marker for alcohol blends from Pretty in Pink as well. So let's go ahead and stamp that sentiment. I'm going to use Secret C to do that. And I use Secret C for those flowers as well. I need to re-ink my pad, which is why a couple of these were lighter than what I wanted. So we're going to go right about here. All right. And then let's get that little flower. It's going to go on those. We're going to use Petunia Pop for that. How's your leg doing, Juju? Still wearing your boot like you're supposed to, I hope? All right, so I'm lining this up so the really fat petal is going to be off on the side because that's going to be to the left of my block here. So you hope they have a dark brown, black, or blank new stamp pad. You should always be, you can always get a blank one. Because the craft white, or I think it's just called basic white maybe, when you order that you get just the stamp pad that's not inked, and then you get a bottle of the white re-inker, and you have to ink up your own. Don't ask me why they do it that way. It's probably something with how it ships or settles or something. I don't know. But we are getting new stamp pads. So in May, when the new catalog comes out and the new colors are released, there are 5 new colors. And it looks like we might be also having gold as a featured color. But these are the new stamp pads. I am so looking forward to these. Yep, new design. I love these. So they're magnetic, so that you don't lose your top and your bottom. They will stick together that way. You can put re-inkers in the well and do your water painting if you have the desire to do that. These are felt pads, not foam. So I am so looking forward to those. But we're only going to get 5 in May. And then in 2027, they will start releasing all of the colors in those ink pads. So I am really looking forward to that. All right, back to the business at hand. Let's do our little flowers here. So those of you coming on later, I did announce at the beginning that I will not be having a normal live tomorrow or Friday night or Saturday night because I am going to be at a vendor event with my team leader. This one I've already stamped on here. We're going to use 2 of those. So I'm going to be at an event with my team leader. I will probably do some little pop-up lives so you can see what we're doing. Hello, Rosa. Hello, Allie. Welcome, welcome, friends. Yeah, so tomorrow or Friday night, because it's already Friday where I am. So we set up in the afternoon. So I don't want to be up here super late because I still have to do a scrapbook spread. And I want to show you one of my projects that I'm featuring with the sweet bugs. Yes, the sweet bugs. I want to show you what I'm so excited about it. And I'm going to do a class on it. What was I saying? So we leave at about 10. So I have to leave here about 9:15. And then I have to be to my team leaders by 10. We have to pack up all of her stuff, whatever's not packed. Hopefully we're both pretty well packed already. MacMan took all my stuff. I didn't have to ask him for help. He's just like, you got stuff ready to go? I'll get it in the truck. And I said, that was so nice when we were all done. I said, thank you so much. I didn't have to ask. He says, oh, I'm your roadie. That's my job. So that was really nice. So my truck is all loaded up. And then we will get to the show location and we'll set everything up. She's got a booth. And then we have what they call a round robin in the evening where we've got some, he is really good to me, unless he's making me mad about something, but he is really good to me. But then we'll have this round robin where we've got all the project pieces and everything ready. We'll have 80 people, 10 at a time, going around all of the vendor tables and doing this like make and take. So it'll be fun. Let's go ahead and cut this down. Let's get back to business here, right? I'm talking, and then I need to do my scrapbook layout. We'll see how that goes. All right, and I'm going to do a little coloring on here. So let's do some lemon lime twist. Because Juju and I both like lemon lime twist. And I'm just going to do some little hashy marks there. Hello, Suzanne from Arkansas. It's like, is it Susan or Suzanne? I think it's Suzanne from Arkansas. You should have some mail, happy mail coming your way too. And then I'm just going to do that to center with the lemon lime twist. All right, let's see. Let's do. Oh, that's right. You call her Jess. So I'm going to put some dark old olive on here. I'm going to make them a little bit different. And then we're going to blend a little bit more with Granny Apple Green. Oh, good. I'm glad you got the tracking. I try to send that out most of the time. Juju, I don't remember. Did I email you tracking information for yours? I don't remember if I did. I might have been too tired. Because then I was working on Yuda's, and Yuda's is giving me some challenges. So let's go back to the lemon lime twist. All right, so Love and Pieces is Suzanne. Craftin on the Back 40 is Juju. Yuda is Yuda. Allie is Allie, but you know that. Rosa Vera's Rosa. I think that's everybody's who's chimed in. There's a few other people just hanging out in the balcony, so I'm not sure who's hanging out, but feel free to join us. Feel free to chit chat, chime in. I'm not going to ask for much collaboration today. Sorry, because I already have everything kind of prepped. And if you're coming in late too, this is the Delicate Whispers bundle. Actually, it's a suite that I'm using. The dies are not available currently, but if you really like this set, go ahead and go to the store, mark it that you want to be notified when it's in stock. You'll enter your email, and then Stampin' Up! Will send you an email when it is back in stock, so you can go snatch it up right away. I really love these alcohol blends because they really make me feel artistic. I am going to go get my color lifter though, because I went a little out of the line. Oh, Juju, you're not sure if I sent you the tracking. That's right. If I didn't, I'm still going to watch it, but I'll let you know when it's due to arrive. Oh, and I just saw some more colors that I could probably sell at this event. So I'm just going to try to push that back inside the line. So my outline is the Secret Sea. So that's a water-based. My blends are alcohol, so they don't mix. So you want to make sure that you're using opposite medium, right? All right, so let's do our flowers. And I think we're going to do, is this light bubble bath? Yeah. So let's go ahead and color in these petals with the light bubble bath. And then we'll add some shading, but I'm just going to kind of prime it with the light color. I usually seem to have better luck when I do the light color first. So how was everybody's week? It's Friday. Happy Friday. If it's Friday where you are, it's Friday where I am. Yeah, when people haven't been here for a couple of days and then I see a name pop up, I have to rack my brain sometimes to remember who's who. But it's good. Maybe it'll keep me from like getting dementia or something. I don't know. And then I've got Petunia Pop. This is the light Petunia Pop. This is one of the outgoing. That's Juju, Allie. Craftin on the Back 40 is Juju. She does junk journaling, and Craftin on the Back 40 is her YouTube channel, I think. Right, Juju? It's called Craftin on the Back 40, right? For these really small parts, I just barely touch the tip down to get some color in there. So it's only 10:30 by you. Okay, so you're still on Thursday, Yuda. All right, and then let's try, so this was Bubble Bath. That's Bubble Bath. I don't think Pretty in Pink, that's Light Pretty in Pink. I don't know if Pretty in Pink is going to get me too much of a different color. Oh yeah. So I'll fill some of this in and then we'll blend it a little bit more with the Bubble Bath. And then I think we'll be done coloring and we can do some texture. Oh, that looks really nice. See, this is why I feel like I'm artistic, because I should zoom in just a little bit for a minute. Remind me to zoom out so you don't hit your heads later. These alcohol blends, when you put these, I have the best luck when I do the light color first, and then I do the darker color, and then I come back in with a medium or the light color, and the alcohol blends, because that's why they're called alcohol blends. But it kind of like re-wets the ink in there, and it just blends it up so pretty that I'm always amazed at how nice these look sometimes, because they're so shaded. Yeah, well, when I have new people, I usually do a Post-it note for myself and watch them come back from time to time. And then once folks have been in here a few times, oh, I've lost some too, Allie, don't worry about it. Then I have, 3 notes with the same person's name on it. All right, so do we need, there is not a stamp for that one. So that's just going to go clustered around somehow. All right, so let's start doing some texture. We're done with those. We're done with this. I don't want to lose any of these little pieces. I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on these. Hot bath, cold wine. See, I don't like my wine cold. I like it room temperature. Have you ever had white port? I received some white port years ago, and it was almost like it felt creamy in my mouth when I drank it. Not like thick creamy, just it was so smooth, it was really good. All right, so that's going to be there. This, we're going to go ahead and we're going to, let's put a little spot on here because I want to put a hole in the top. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to take this this trio of punches and Tippy Cow. Tippy Cow. Have you found Tippy Cow by you? It's delicious. I have bigger bottles. I have bigger bottles too. It's not that I'm a big drinker, but this is like one of my favorite. All right. Where was I? All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to put this little ribbon hole in here. And then we're going to cut a corner off of here because we're going to make it look like a tag. And then I'm going to take that corner and flip it over to put in the other corner as my template so that I can try to get the angle the same. All right, so there's that. You never heard of Tippy Cow? It is like if you've ever had Kahlua. It's like a dairy-based liqueur. It's delicious. Let's see. Orange is probably my favorite. It tastes like a creamsicle. Have you ever had the popsicle that's got the ice cream on the inside? An orange creamsicle? That's what this tastes like. It's delicious. Let's see if I have a cup. Oh, what do you know? I have a cup. I probably shouldn't do this so late, but I don't have to drive, right? I'm thinking you might be able to order it online. What's that? Like wine? There's like a wine store or something. Our Woodman's. Look at this. Doesn't that look delicious? If there's a chocolate and there's a mint, at Christmas time, my team leader will put out cocoa, and then she'll put out these little bottles of Tipicow with the mint, and then we make our little mixed drinks. So this is, I mean, it's not thick, but it's like a dairy liqueur. Let's see what it says. Like creme de menthe, that sort of thing. It's rum with real dairy cream, natural flavors, and artificial colors. It's a rum drink, and I love rum punch. So, cheers. Let's put that where it won't get spilled. All right. Oh, that is delicious. If you can get Tipicow, you should get Tipicow. There's a vanilla, but to me, that's just very vanilla. And then around Christmas time, they also have a peppermint. You just like the taste of alcohol, or you, or you don't like it, so you don't drink. Oh, for your husband. Yeah. So like rum chata, I think is a liqueur like that too. Kahlua, it's like those dairy ones. All right, so we are going to do some embossing on this front layer. All right, now that we're done talking alcohol, I'm going to get Bossy Bessie out here and get her set up. No, let's not lose our flowers because I don't want to have to die cut. I'm not a big drinker, but I do like the Tipicow and rum. So whenever we go on a cruise, if we're in the Caribbean at all, rum punch is usually something I partake of. Oh, we're gonna do 3D embossing folders. So I just need the base plate. I do not need the shim. And we need plate number 4. Now, we are gonna do some double embossing. Normally I tell you to take your embossing folder and make sure that the fold is going through first. We can't do that here. Well, we could. Yes, we can. So we are going to do this. No, we can't, because we need it like this, because I want the bricks. This is the exposed brick 3D embossing folder, and I want the bricks coming, I want them going laterally. So we're gonna go like so. So when I put this in my embossing machine, I want to just go slow because I do not want to break my embossing folder with too much pressure. Okay. And I haven't really had an issue with my embossing folder since I got the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right, so we did a partial emboss. All right, so I'm gonna put this off to the side. And then we're gonna do another partial emboss with the Lazy Daisy. All right, and we're gonna do it on this side. So I'm gonna come in here and I want the whole big daisy. And we'll go to half of the little daisy. That ought to work. And that'll help me get it lined up nice. All right. And again, we're going to put this in sideways, so I want to be careful when I'm putting my embossing folder through so that I don't put too much pressure on it and have it partially twisted because I don't want it to break. All right. I love this Lazy Daisy. That's adorable. All right, so let's put that away. And we can put this away. Oops, I almost took out my card base. All right, we were done with Bossy Bessie. And then I am going to go get my scoring tool. Do we still have a scoring board? We do still have the Simply Scored scoring board. Does anybody have this? This works really good for what I'm going to be doing. I am going to put lines up and down here. All right. It looks to me like this embossing folder was just slightly tilted. So I'm just going to kind of make it so it's not quite so obvious. Plus we're going to put some of those foliage pieces on here. Now, I'm going to make some lines in here. You have this. I love it. I actually shopped around and found somebody who was getting rid of the diagonal one. So I have that diagonal plate as well. So I'm flipping this over so that I'm going to be pushing on the wrong side because I want the stripes that I'm making to go toward the front. All right. So I'm going to start right here. And I'm using the big tip on this. It's got a little tip and a bigger tip. And I'm just going to go every 1/16 of an inch and make stripes. Now you need to make sure that you have enough pressure on here so that your stylus doesn't track into another channel. Sometimes when I'm trying to be too gentle, like if you're doing designer series paper, you need to be pretty gentle. All right. You've got all the plates. Lucky girl. All right. So I'm not sure that I like that if it's deep enough. So I'm going to go over these one more time. And I tried it on my prototype with the small stylus, and that didn't give me enough texture. So that's why I knew I was going to start with the larger edge. All right. So that's good. All right, let's get this out of the way. And this has a nice little channel in here to hold your stylus. And there's these markers too that just lift out if you don't have one. So if you're doing repeats and you want somebody to score at a certain spot, or if you're doing it for yourself, you just mark it where you're going to be scoring. I have 3 of those, so when I do my classes, we're ready to go. All right, so I am just going to glue this right onto my card base now. So, Suzanne, what do you have to go look for? The tippy cow or the Simply Scoring tool? Simply Scored scoring tool. Probably the tippy cow. I don't know. But it's a really nice tool to have if you have space for it. Oh, you tippy cow. All right, so I am doing this edge to edge. So I don't have to worry about having a little border centered. I am just using the whole front of the card because I like all of the texture. And Allie, when you made that that other card, what did I do with it? It's over on the other table. When you cased the card that I did the other night, I liked it that you had that top layer embossed too, because I like texture and that was a nice touch. All right, so next we're going to put these little elements on here. Now, had I been thinking ahead, I could have put adhesive sheets on these, but of course I was $1 late and a day short. No, $1 short and a day late. Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of cluster these together, and I'm going to turn them over and just put some glue on them. So the Tippy Cow's not available in Arkansas. I have a hard time finding it sometimes. Not everybody carries it, but I wonder if you could order it from someplace like Total Wines. That's the store, Total Wines. They might do mail order stuff because they have other things besides just wine also. And they might do mail order stuff. Of course, somebody has to be there with ID to prove that you're old enough. All right, and if I go a little over on my glue, I'm not going to worry a whole lot about it because we're going to cover some of this up anyway. But let's go ahead and just, no, I guess that one's going right there. We'll just put that cluster right there, okay? And then these we're just going to put about here because I want to cover up some of that, the ends. I think I want that one on top because I like the brighter color. And then this we're going to tuck in here, but I want to put a piece of ribbon on it, and I'm going to use this 1/8 inch bubble bath ribbon. So we're just going to cut off. I don't like this. It got folded, I think, so I could iron it, or I could just cut it off and go to another piece, which is what I'm going to do. So we're just going to cut off a little bit here. We don't need a lot. And I had to super glue both my thumbs because it got a little colder again and my thumbs, my skin cracked again. They've been pretty good this winter, but I think the warmth and then the cold spell again that we had weakened them or something. I don't know. So here I'm just doing a lark's head. So when I do my lark's head, the simple way to do it is take your loop, push it in from the front to the back, and then let's get this flat. Then you've got the nice lark's head part for the front. And then I'm just going to cut these at opposing angles. And that's going to come right in here. And I think I'll trim just a little bit more off of there. I wanted to leave it longer because I wasn't sure how much I was going to have to trim. And now I almost did, and I don't want the edge of this to show. I probably should have left it just a little bit longer than what I trimmed it. So I'm just going to move it over there. And then I'm going to make sure that these kind of flare out a little bit. And let's get rid of our debris. And then we need, is that straight? We need some bling, right? So we're gonna put some Winkostella, I think. Actually, maybe we'll just add some Winkostella to our flower petals. Because that looks nice. And then we'll flick some on here. So this is considered pretty much, thank you for all the hearts. This is basically considered a clean and simple card because it's got texture, it's got layers, it's got a clustered focal point. So this is what Stampin' Up! Would call a clean and simple card. And then what else do we want? We need some, do we need some embellishments, or do we think this is good enough with all the texture and everything? That might be enough. So just to prove I had it prepped, there's my first one. All right. So let's go ahead and do some flowers on the inside just to bling it up a little bit more. Now, we could do another layer inside so that I can use alcohol blends. Why don't we do that? So we're going to cut this down. We're going to do 3 3/4 by 5. Maybe a little bling. All right. I'll keep one without bling, so I can tag Stampin' Up in it for the challenge, the monthly challenge. You don't usually dry emboss your card base. I didn't do the card base. I did it as a layer, but I did it the same size as the base. And then we just stuck it on. Because a lot of times I don't like the design inside because it looks like it's inside out, right? All right, so let's go ahead and, that was too small. That's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp the flowers on here. And I'm just going to kind of track this all around because I need to ink it, I think. And we're going to go like so. And then I'm going to clean this off because I want to try to get just the flower. There's my masking tape. I'm going to try to mask off these leaves and just do the flower. And I'm off camera, sorry. See, this would have been a nice thing for the markers. When we had the markers, we could just colorize our stamps. But since the markers are discontinued, I don't demonstrate with them anymore. And then we'll just take off that tape and we can put another flower in here. Pretty. Because I didn't want all the leafy stuff in there. I just wanted the flower. All right, and then let's go ahead and do a little coloring on this to match the front of our card. So we did the, I think we did the Pretty in Pink. No, I think we might have done the Bubble Bath. So this might look a little bit different, but that's all right. But it always just looks a little stepped up when you have extra on the inside that coordinates with the outside. And then, I should have left, I do still have it out. The stamp, I could stamp a few flowers on our envelope as well. So the stamp set is available. So even though the designer series paper isn't available and the dies are not currently available because they were super, super popular, you could still get the stamp set and make something similar to this. Or use something that you have that's similar. All right, so let's go with the Petunia Pop. They work on anything but best on the red rubber. Clear's not as good. Yeah, you're right. It's not as good, but you don't want to use alcohol blends on your photopolymer because it will like soak right in. It gets them dry and kind of gummy, sticky. So you want to be careful with that. So I'm just trying to do, I should have done this part first because it wants to track a little bit. It'll be all right. And then I think we want the Bubble Bath. Let's see how that looks. See if that changes. No, it doesn't. I should have done the Bubble Bath first. So we could do a little bit of the Color Lifter and see. So we can give it a little bit of color texture in there by just using the color lifter. There. And then with the color lifter, you just want to kind of like wipe off your tip in case there's color on it. What stamp set is this? It's a Delicate Whispers. It's a new suite / bundle. The dies are not available. They're sold out already. The paper, the designer series paper. Thank you for all the hearts. I showed the designer series paper early on in tonight's video. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's actually 2 sets of paper. There's a specialty designer series paper that has the metallics in it. And then this is the metallics. It's bronze. And then we've got this with all kinds of different florals, and there's some bronze foiling in there as well. And this has the natural matte dots. I don't know if I want to use those. I think they might be a little too casual even. There's white ones that we could color. Oh, I just made one of these pop off. But I think they're too casual. I think this looks a little more elegant. And then there's this smoky slate, gray granite. Some gray granite 1/4 inch ribbon too, which is very pretty. So I didn't want to taunt you too much knowing that those other items were not available. Is this my lemon lime twist? This is. So we're going to do the centers. I know the center should probably be yellow, but it is what it is. I didn't want to go get another alcohol blend. Yeah, and I'm not sure if some of what is out of stock already was supply issues. Apparently, like the dyes do still come from China. And did they just have like Chinese New Year or something? So some of their shipments are delayed. So Allie, all you have to do is go to your shopping cart or look it up in the store and mark, have you used the Notify Me? Where you check the box and have Stampin' Up! Notify you. You have to enter your email address. And then you'll get an email right away when it's back in stock. I've done that. I love that feature. And a lot of times I have gotten it sooner than what they said it was going to be ready. I'm just putting just a barely noticeable hint of the old olive there, and then I'm going to blend these a little bit more with the lemon lime twist. So I primed it with a lighter color, and now I'm just drawing some of it out with the lighter color again once I put that darker on there. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So we're going to put this on the inside. Now, I didn't want to do it right on my inside because I didn't want that to show on the back. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this in here. Now, the other thing, if this was not as monochromatic as it is, I would probably have edged this, but I don't want to add more color. Thank you, Yuta. Is it bedtime for you? You hung around pretty long. So thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. And then we're just going to attach this. Good night, Yuta. Have a good Friday. Friday. And then enjoy your weekend. I think that's just a smidge crooked. All right, there's that. So let's do a little bit of bling on this one. This one I did not put Wink of Stella on. So we'll do a little bling here. And I think what I want to do is just use some regular rhinestones. Let's just see. I think those are like a standard item. Yeah, so we've got basic rhinestones here. We're just going to put a bunch in there. These do color up really nice, but I'm just going to put them on plain. And then maybe we'll do that. And I'm pushing it in so that the center of that one goes down. We'll do 2 of them. And then we'll put one more over here, and I'm just using little ones. All right, so I will try to, I will try to get pictures onto my Facebook page sooner rather than later. And if you make something similar, go ahead and add a comment with a picture of whatever you're making. I love to see what everybody's making. I don't get a whole lot of traction with that. I don't know why, because I love to share things. That's why we're all here, right? So anyway, here's our 2 cards. Now, thanks for joining me for these. All right, so this is the one, my prototype. And my prototype, I did a little blending brush in there, so it's just very subtle color in there because I didn't want to do the alcohol marker because I didn't want it to go to the back. But I kind of like it like this because it looks more. And I think I need Wink Estelle on the inside. Thanks for hopping on, Juju. Have a good night. Happy Friday. All right. We'll let that dry off. Now, I have just a really cute project that I'm taking to this Scrap Stampin' Art show for this weekend. And I'm featuring the Sweet Bugs stamp set. Look at this. Look at this picnic basket. Isn't that adorable? The picnic basket. So here's the other thing I did. I die cut some of the elements from the designer series paper. This is new ribbon that goes with it. It's kind of cute. And then I did my handle with little slits in it so that I could open it, take this off, and then we have all of the cards that we've been working on. So we've got our magic slider card. So this will be a little sample. This is one of the first ones I did, a little panel card. We did just a layer with the designer series paper. Very simple. We did this fun fold where basically it's a regular card base landscaped. Cut it at what, 2 3/4 to get half of it and just flip that sideways and add your focal point on there. Got a couple of envelopes. This one was super fun. Our little pull-out pop-up. These are all on videos. Oh, and here's another envelope to go with that one. And then our panel view card, right? And then I think I still, well, we could write something on there, but I still probably will consider doing something on the back. The basket is not actually my idea. That was shared with me from another demonstrator during a retreat we had. But it is adorable, and I knew I had to make it. So these will all be going on display at our event tomorrow. We're going to put this cover back on so it looks like a little picnic basket. Now, when I did this, I have 2 pieces of cardstock. So this goes all the way around the bottom. If I had more of this designer series paper, I would have lined my basket so it looked like the tablecloth was in the basket as well. I'm waiting for more paper to come because I used a lot of it. So when I get more, I will probably line my basket. But then this one all the way around the bottom. Now I doubled it here, so I just cut off a 3/4 inch strip that's 11.5 inches long, and then I doubled it there. But when I did my handle, I did my slits here on opposite sides, but I'm going to take it from the top and connect them rather than from the bottom because I don't want them to stick up. And then I'm just going to put them together. And then I've got some seal. No, I used tear and tape for that. You missed the panel card. Yeah, I did a video on that sometime in February. And then this will just tie back up. And that is going on display at our event. And you could write something in there because it's a nice little tag. I love it. I love it. So much creativity to share. So I will be doing a class for my local folks, but I will try to offer it as well with the to-go class. So stay tuned for that. All right. So that's all I got. That's all I have for tonight. So we've got these 2 cards. Oh, I do still need to do my little envelope. And I need to try to get a scrapbook layout kind of going. Where's my flowers? Here they are. And we'll just put those on there. And maybe just one back here. And if we have a little bit of pink on here still, I don't want to pick up more ink, but there's just a very subtle amount of pink coming on here. And then we'll do a subtle amount of green. It's just barely there. You probably can't tell, but I can tell. It's just very subtle. All right, so that'll go with this one. There we go. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. Rosa, goodbye. Suzanne, enjoy your weekend. You are welcome, Rosa. Thanks for the live stream. I just saw that now. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. I hope you enjoyed these cards and my little picnic basket. And until next time, now remember, I will be at that event over the weekend. So no normal live Friday night, no normal live Saturday night. I'll be back Sunday night, but I will pop in with some spontaneous stuff from the event. So until next time, happy crafting.